Hello, everyone. Today you're going to see me just working in the garden, getting my spring garden together for my zone, which is 8B. I'm in Central Texas. And this is pretty much the start of my spring garden. Now, here where I'm at, um, spring just don't last a long time as far as the climate, what you think spring is. So I'm right now would be pretty much watering my garden, um, cleaning everything out, trimming everything up, deciding if I'm going to go ahead and pull my collards out. And for those that know how to do cut and come again with your collards, as you'll see, that you only thing you have to do is trim off or clip the outside leaves and leave as much as the center as you can, but just trim, start from the bottom and trim them off. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to grow back, and it just give more energy to what needs to grow. And doing that, normally for me, it they grow back within like a week and a half. You can tell, and especially if you're watering it correctly. But also, I'm just preparing my beds with some seeds that I just dropped in my containers to kind of like see what was going to catch. I do have some inside I'm trying to work with as well, but I found out my seeds are pretty old. Some of them I had since I started gardening. Some of them I had, within the last 5 years, 3 years, 2 years. They're all different times I purchased them. Now, I decided you'll see that I decided to get some transplants from the store. The local store had them on sale for 99 cents and $1.99. So I took advantage of those, especially my bell peppers, my peppers, and my tomatoes, because they take longer to be ready to be transplanted outside. And with me thinking I started on time with the seeds that I had already, um, those seeds just wasn't catching, and it kept pushing my date back when I will be able to actually put some transplants out. So if you know, I really do not like to have to go and purchase start. I like to start mine inside because I know from start to finish how was a grew. Um, but I've had to humble myself at times and say, you know what, I'm just gonna get some starts. So that's what I did with most of my stuff that needed time to grow and be ready. So I did get some, like I said, tomatoes, bell peppers, peppers. Um, what else did I get? Eventually, I ended up getting okra. I'm gonna still drop some in uh, my seeds. Some of my seeds, I'm gonna drop them in. But as you see the video, you'll see where, again, I trimmed a lot of stuff back, but you will see the progression in the growth of the things that I started from seeds, like my green beans or my snap peas, I would say, 'cause I don't think I did green beans. But I will be dropping some out pretty soon, within the next week or so. And I did mustard greens, spinach, carrots, and again, hopefully, those things that I drop by seed will, sprout up like they need to be. And if you're looking at this video, you're gonna notice that I don't do in-ground gardening due to the fact this is not my property. So I did not want to start uprooting someone else's dirt, rearranging their land. So for me, everything was always, what can I do and take with me when I need to. So everything always been like a temporary setting, because again, this is not my land, this is not my lot. Therefore, I had to make sure that I wasn't disrupting their area as best as possible. So, with that being said, over the last 7 years, I've been really focusing on learning how to garden the correct way, what works for the area that I'm in, what is easy for me to grow, what is just too much time consuming. I'm a natural gardener, meaning I don't use pesticides. I don't use a lot of things. I all that spraying this off spraying. I really don't do that. I did try that at one point using like the neem oil. I'm not gonna say I would never, ever, 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 ever again use it, but at this present time, for the last 5 years, I don't really use that. Now, I will say I do mix that in my seed starting mix when I'm getting things together to start. So I do use that, not a lot, just to keep, because those that, if you know, if you're having issues with gnats and bugs and stuff when you're starting your seeds, that was something I did learn by observing and by researching. That's a good thing to do, is use some neem oil mixed in your seed starting mix. And normally you can kind of eliminate gnats and stuff, especially if you're starting inside. So that has helped me a lot. That's the most I use, like neem oil. I have used the food grade diatomaceous earth. That was maybe 3 years ago. I did use that in a bed because I had some ants or something like that. And if you go back to some of my past videos, you may find that in one of the videos that I ended up with. I would say a 8 by 4 by 8 garden bed. Someone actually donated to me. It was new, so that was the only reason I actually used that. I liked it to some level, but I didn't like it because technically it was that raised bed that had to sit on the ground, right? And it did good, but it did collect a lot of weeds and ants. So my goal has always been to make it easier for me when I'm out there gardening. So if you, as you look at my video here, you'll see I have containers. You'll see I have galvanized water draw, but I actually like the gray galvanized planters because it really, really worked good for me. And for those that has never used them, mines do have the bottom in it. And I hear people say, well, you need to drill a whole lot of holes in it. Well, the way mine's is set up, I did not have to drill holes at the bottom for drainage. I do have a drainage hole, but it's the purpose of me using that after reviewing was to have more of a self-containing watering planter, where I didn't have to water as often. And the way I used what the way I seem to do that, um, you use these black, I call them like a French drain like thing, accordion like pipe, and I put that at the bottom. I put on my landscaping fabric, which is, I didn't use the little thin ones. I used the thick landscaping fabric and a PVC pipe. I drill one hole at the side, and both of them, I have two of them, so they're both did a little different. So you probably need to go back and watch the video when I did those. So because if not, I'm gonna make this video too long. But anyway, as you can see, everything is growing really, really good right now. And I can tell you, this has been a journey for me. So for me, it started out with just having my own little sanctuary for me to be able to go out, grow things because I really needed to eat healthy at the time. I'm a type 2 diabetic. And I would buy lettuce and like salad stuff, and I wasn't eating it fast enough. So my lettuce would go to waste, and my tomatoes would go to waste. So I started researching about how to just grow my own stuff, and that's how I started really gardening for health reasons. Now, as time went by, um, it became a little bit more evident. God was really setting me up for something. So in the process of gardening, I started learning, after watching a variety of channels on how to build things, like my planters, my planter stands. as well as how to can and how to pressure cook. And I'm like, wow, not that, and it was kind of exciting. So yeah. So anyway, I hope you enjoying this video, and kind of that's a little backstory of how I start gardening and where I'm at right now in my garden career, life, knowledge. So anyway, I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions or anything that you want to leave a comment on, feel free. And remember, I don't own this property, so I do what I can within the limits I have. So I'm a firm believer in following the rules. And right now, I think that although I started on a health journey, I didn't know God was saying, "Hey, keep on doing what you're doing. Be still. Get the knowledge that you need because I have something else for you." So I don't know what that is, but I do know that one day I will have the space to grow as much as I want and do it how I want to do it once he put it on my heart and said, "Hey, it's time to move. And you have all the skills that you need, so now fly and get it done." So I hope that makes sense to you guys. Maybe a little rambling here and there, but it's more to come. It's not a time frame when I'm gonna put out a video because life's still lifing, and we have to get out there and go and do what we got to do. But leave a like, comment, and let me know what you think about my garden area. Be blessed. Look at my zinnias. Don't mind the noise. They're picking up some curb trash that we needed picked up. So I plant a lot of zinnias because I really love them. Those some zinnias right there. And this thing is going to be full of beautiful flowers, guys. And I also put some over here in my red trough. I might move that. Now we have neighbors, and that tree is not going to give it the sun it needs. But that thing is heavy.